today's episode of the Jamaican Cooking Journey, I'll be making for you some homemade raisin bread. I want to say thanks to all my patrons that have been making my page possible. Thanks to all the subscribers that were here with me from the beginning. Welcome and thank you to all my new people. Thank you all so much for making the Jamaican Cooking Journey what it is. Post notification shoutouts goes right up there. So we are going to be making today homemade raisin bread. So I've got inside here 6 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to be just starting my mixer on the low. I'm going to be mixing in the salt and the flour, and I'm going to be doing it at the lowest speed for about 30 seconds. 1 tablespoon of instant yeast and a pinch, 1 and a pinch more. This is half a teaspoon, so I'm going to be using about half of the teaspoon. That's what we're going to use in there, and we're going to mix them, combine them together. Okay, I have here 1 cup of water and a half a cup of milk, so you can use your milk of choice. I'm just using plain whole milk. 1 egg beaten, and your water should be at room temperature, not hot enough to scramble this egg. So I'm going to be just beating it in warm milk. So you see that your water must be at the temperature, but when you put the egg in there, it's not scrambled egg. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to put about 1/3 of it down in my mixture. I'm going to carry up mine to about medium speed, and I'm going to be mixing around as I put it. That they must see myself. Yeah. So we're going to put it through it. And you may just need your spatula. So we're going to mix this until it's all combined and return. So you see, it's coming together. But if you should look, you see that it needs a little more liquid. Sometimes, let me stop the machine. Sometimes the type of flour has to do. You could use this amount of liquid with this amount of dry ingredients, and you get the perfect consistency, but it depends on your flour. So if that should happen, you're going to need maybe 2 tablespoons more of water, but you just want to put 1 first, and then you come back to mixing, because a little tablespoon or teaspoon of water goes a long way in a bread dough. So you see, I put 1 tablespoon more. I might just need the 2 tablespoons. So you see, and you're continuing to mix. So we want to mix and mix. You see the side of the bowl is getting clean, but let me show you. You want to mix this dough until it is not sticking. See, it's sticking a little, so we want to mix it until it becomes soft and not sticking. Really, really soft, but not sticking. So this is our dough, soft and not sticky. Now I'm going to be kneading in by hand some butter, and this is all butter. So I'm going to be just putting like, and this is about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to be kneading it into the dough. It's going to be a little messy on your hands, but this is the procedure. You want to just, you don't want to be using any flour, no more flour at this point. So I'm just going to be kneading in, pulling back the flour, pulling it back, putting some elbow grease. You need some elbow grease in that one here. You're going to be kneading in this butter. And as soon as this amount that we put in dissolve, you just do the same as I do, cut it in 3 and continue to knead it in. When we reach at a point there, I'm just going to return. So this is the last of my butter. And I'm going to continue kneading it in. And if you were watching close, you would see what the dough looked like before I started kneading in the butter. Now that I'm coming to the end, you will realize and you will see how much the dough has transformed. And also that the gluten, you see this, is releasing inside of this. So look here, no flour at this point, no flour. I'm using my mat, but don't mind it because my surface is a little damp, so the mat is just giving, but doesn't matter. See? So you make sure that your butter, look at the dough, look at the texture of the dough coming. You see the texture of this dough? So I'm gonna give this probably about another 2 minutes. Kneading in, okay? Make sure the butter is properly incorporated, and you see how soft this dough has become. You see that? So it's not sticking anymore. You see that? It's not sticking. So you want to just knead it until, and if it wasn't the mat and your countertop just regular, it's not supposed to be sticking. So another 30 seconds. Next clip. Already good to go. Not sticking to the surface, not sticking to my hand by any means. Big piece of dough this, you know. I'm gonna use my same bowl and I'm gonna grease it, and I'm gonna leave it to just greasing it with just a little olive oil. You can grease it with anything, melted butter, olive oil. The whole thing is just for the dough not to stick inside the bowl. See it? If you want to use a different bowl, you go ahead. Put it in there, coat it up, coat it around. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn it over 1 hour. I'm gonna leave it the temperature where I am now. It's so hot, man. I have to put it in my oven. So I'm just gonna cover it with plastic wrap or a clean damp towel. You don't want the dough drying out. 1 hour or 1 hour and 10 minutes, and I'll catch you then. Okay, so look at that. Our dough has risen. Still warm. Right out. Okay. No flour needed. You see the gluten? Yeah. Just going to give it a little bit more of a kneading. Just a little bit more. Spin it around, spin it around. You see that? This is a big piece of dough. No extra flour, please and thank you. Whether it be on your mat, so remember, I did say raisin bread, homemade raisin bread. I said that at the beginning. Okay, so I'm about to roll it up into like a ball, and I want to get this dough in 2 equal parts. So I want to get my dough in 2 equal portions, and I don't know how accurate I can be. And I want to put each portion in like 3. So, but I'm gonna flat out each piece. Remember, I did say, and let's cover this in the meantime. While we do the second piece, and I want to get dry out. So let's cover this. So I'm gonna flat it out. I have about ½ cup of raisins, and I'm going to use half on it, half of the amount, so it's going to be like a 1/4 cup. So put it in, and I'm going to be putting it up back with the raisins. Don't mind that, it's coming back together. You see that? Sometimes it's a flour, you see that? So we're kneading in our ½ cup of raisins. And you want to see the raisin, them skin out them teeth, you know. All over in the dough, you want to see the raisins being properly greening up with you. So we are kneading the raisin them. I think they are properly kneaded in. And we want to get this in 3 parts. So I'm going to try a scale. Would be better for it to be properly evened out. This part looks a little big. So you take off a little piece. But if you want to be accurate, use your scale. So we are going to make now some balls, like, you know, that's how we make them in a some little ball. We have our pan right here that has been greased and lined. I'm gonna put like 1, and we're gonna put 2. We're gonna put them close to each other. We're making raisin bread, homemade raisin bread. You know, just fold them like some little mini dough, and you have them beside each other. It doesn't matter because they're gonna rise, and when they bake, yeah. So when you do that, you leave your plastic wrap and cover it, leave it to rise again for another 30 minutes. I'm gonna put this on my stove top. My oven is oh Lord, I'm tired. My kitchen is relatively warm, so next patient, same treatment. I don't have to do the other one for you to see. So when about 30 to 45 minutes time, I'll return. Okay, family, our buns have risen after about 40 minutes. Let us be very gentle right here, right now. You see them raisins grinning them teeth. We have preheated our oven at 380, and we will run these bread in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. Very gently now. We have got here some melted butter. So we are going to brush on a little melted butter. Very gentle. Okay, now fam. So here we go, Dad. Give them a slow-mo. Over them, right over, slow-mo. This is how they are supposed to be looking. Our oven is preheated, remember, 380 Fahrenheit, 190 Celsius. Into the oven we go for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven type. Do not put them, let air pass through them. So within about, we're gonna go for 20-25 minutes. The first 12 minutes you come and spin in your pan from the back to the front. You know what I mean? Let's spin it around. Next clip. Our raisin breads have just been removed from the oven. I've put a little extra melted butter on top of them. That is what they look like. I'm gonna let them cool in the pan on the wire rack for about 15 minutes. Then I will come remove them from the pan onto the direct wire rack itself, and then I'll be able to break into one and show you what it looks like. Okay, now family, they are still warm, but they have cooled down somewhat. So I'll just break into one for you to see. Look at that. Look at that. Let me just cut into one. Look at that. You can just put, it's warm, so you just want to put some butter. Put your butter in there and let it melt. Just let it melt on it. Butter is not there. It's just the light there. Wow. Look at this. Your very own homemade raisin bread done just for you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Remember to make sure you see that you're subscribed. Look at this. Remember to make sure that you're thumbsing up the videos. Look at the spring back of them. I'll catch you again with another video.